everyone. I am so excited to be here. We are live, and I am hopeful that I have figured out this technology because I definitely didn't last week. So we're going to give it a couple minutes to let people come on in. Thank you for joining us on your lunch hour. I think it's extremely important that we all pour into ourselves and help ourselves become better. Whenever I'm asked to introduce myself, I say that I'm a customer experience expert. I use the quotations very loosely because I don't believe that anybody is an expert in anything. And if you think that you are, then maybe you should give your head a shake and just start learning, because there is so much to learn. And when it comes to the guest experience, there is no finish line. One of my mentors once said to me that the customer experience doesn't have a finish line. People change, technology changes, business change, your employees turn over, and there's always something you can improve on. So I'm really excited that you are here. Hi, Jamie. It's nice to have you on. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. And so I'm glad you're here. I'm glad y'all are humble enough to come on here and say, I am not a customer experience expert, and I'm here to learn and learn how to make your customer experience standards and the experience that you provide non-negotiable, because that is how you win the guest experience, is when you put a stake in the ground and you decide that you are no longer going to negotiate with the experiences that your customers receive. So I'm going to jump right in here. I've given it a few minutes. I'm hoping everybody's coming on. I do see comments this time, which I'm very excited about. If you want to have a little bit of a Q&A, please go ahead and put in a question into the comments box. I will be able to see it today and answer it. I am going to do a little bit of recap, though, from last week, because it was quite a powerful live. If you haven't captured the replay or watched the replay, please go ahead and do so. But I'm going to start here. Only when customers are routinely impressed by the experience they receive do they join the group of loyal customers who start recommending that experience to others. I have seen consistency, or the lack thereof, come up over and over again as it pertains to the guest experience. Consistency equals trust, and trust equals loyalty. And if you want to win the guest experience, you have to be consistent. I have this saying that success is on the other side of I don't feel like it. Most times you don't feel like showing up. You don't want to do the steps. You want to go through the transactional process and not make it a feel-good moment. Well, the feel-good moments, that is what creates an experience that brings loyalty, and you have to do them consistently. Hey, Shannon, thank you for being on. All right, so last week I talked about 5 groups of customers that you all have. There's 5 groups, and all of these groups of customers, they're all on a path to loyalty, which is where you want them to end up. You want them to refer to you. You want them to refer your business, but that only happens when customers are consistently impressed. Again, consistent. I am going to repeat this word over and over again, because if you want to win the guest experience, you have to be consistent. You have to create that trust. You have to create that loyalty, and you have to make it non-negotiable. The first group of the 5 groups are your uncertain customers. These are the ones who are not impressed by you. They've either not experienced you yet, or they've experienced inconsistent behavior from you. The next group is your curious customers. These are the ones that are willing to say, hey, I'm willing to do business with you. I'm willing to try you out. I'm willing to continue to do business with you because they've had a good experience 1 or 2 times. So you've got your uncertain customers and then your curious customers. Then we move into the group of customers that say, hey, I like you. They've had a few consistent experiences from you, and from there they move into I know you, which are the customers that say you make me feel special, I can trust you, you show up, and that you've set. Going from I like you to I know you is far easier than going from uncertain to curious and curious to I like you. And the final stage, the final group of customers is I'm loyal to you and I will refer you. This last group is where every single customer in the perfect world in your business is going to sit, because that is how you make more money, is by having customers that say, I trust you, I'm loyal to you, and I'm willing to refer to you. But to get there, that requires work on your part. Unfortunately, it is extremely hard to move customers from the uncertain, as I mentioned, to curious into the I like you group of customers. But once you get them there, once they like you, once they've felt a little shift, once you have provided a consistent time, and then I trust you and I'm loyal to you. And finally, what we all want to hear is that I will refer you. So how do you move them from uncertain to loyal? And I'm sure y'all want to know. You can raise a virtual hand, drop in the comments. Yes, I want to know. Do you want to know how to go from uncertain customers to loyal customers, to the ones that say, I trust you? I want to hear it from you. Tell me you want to know, but I'm going to tell you anyways. So how you do that is through consistency. How you gain consistency is through knowing and being very clear on the mission that you are on, developing a very clear process, and coaching, doing the things you don't feel like doing it, seeing it, saying it. Once you have extremely clear experience expectation and you provide the process and then followed up with coaching, you will create consistency. I was on the phone with a dealer actually just yesterday who has some incredible ideas for delivering a vehicle. He put out, gosh, he does some incredible things, period, at all touch points of the customer journey. He even puts out a black tablecloth and china for his customers that bring their food into the waiting area. Like, their customers will go across the street and grab a McDonald's or a Dunkin' Donuts coffee, and when they come back, there is a black tablecloth with china, so that they can eat their McDonald's as if they're sitting at home. How cool is that? Again, whether it's in sales or service, anyone who's waiting, he does that for. He has little onesies with the dealership logo on them in both pink and blue for the women that are pregnant. So when they deliver the vehicle, they have that little takeaway. He collects what I like to call golden nuggets. For example, upon delivery, if a customer says they love to surf, he puts a bar of surf wax in the glove compartment or in the little cup holders in the center console, so that when the customer sits in there and then sees that surfer's wax in the glove compartment or in the center console, they're like, oh, like they listened to me, they heard me. All really cool ideas. And I'm sure you have implemented ideas like this. I'm sure you have wowed some of your customers. I'm positive of it. But do you do it consistently? So this is what he and he's having a hard time getting everyone to rally around delivering these +1 moments, the unreasonable hospitality consistently within the dealer. I'd like to pause there for a second. Anyone who is watching, I would love for you to drop in the comments if you have obstacles around being consistent. I would love to hear it. Please drop it in. If you have any questions on how to be consistent, I also would love to hear that. So please drop that in there so that I can help you as well. All right, I'm going to keep going, and I'm actually going to do a little bit of a technology check. I'm going to text my chief strategist here, or if she can hear me. Allison, can you drop some? I know that this is working. I just want to make sure everybody can hear me and get these goods. Thank you all for your patience. Let's see. Okay, I believe it's working. Yay, amazing. Okay, fantastic. We are back on track. So here we go. He consistently, and you are 3 steps to making your guest experience consistent. So I hope you have a notebook. I hope you stay right till the end. This is only a 30-minute stream, a 30-minute learning. And I want to make sure that you write this. Here we go. So 3 steps to delivering a consistent experience. Number 1, you need to decide that for the next year, customer experience will be your top focus. Number 1. Before I go on, I see a comment here. Great point to bring up a question. David Steen, asked last week, how do you get everyone to be consistent if soft skills can't be? Thank you, Allison, for putting that question in there. And I believe I'm just about to answer it. So step 1, you need to decide as a leader, as a business owner, as even an employee, anybody in any area of the business can decide that this is going to be my focus, our business's focus, our individual focus, that I'm going to make customer experience the top priority. See, you have to make the most important thing in order to be successful. And without customers, you have no business. Your main objective as an employee, as a sales individual, as a leader, as a business owner, is to get and keep your customers. Because without customers, I mean, there's no doors to open. And without and you have customers. Generating customer experience is the real revenue. It is the long-lasting revenue. It is the thing that will get you out of any economic times. It is the system and process you put into place that will keep your doors open. It'll keep your doors open when your competition is fierce. Your customers and the experience you provide them isn't just fluff. I need you to hear that. Write it down. It isn't just fluff. It is the real revenue source you all are fighting to find. It's right there in front of you. Business up for success for the future. So you need to decide. Step number 1, for the next year, this is what I'm going to focus on. All right, ready? Step number 2. Ensure you have a brand promise that is your North Star, one everyone rallies around. You'll use it to hire, you'll use it to coach, you'll use it to train, you'll use it to gracefully depart from some employees, to fire some employees that are not living up to the guest experience standard. It will be part of your daily discussions. And if you don't have one, you need to create one. So brand promise is number 2. So we want to decide that we are doing this. We're putting the stake in the ground. And as Danelle Delgado says, 0 days. As we say, you're going to stop dating with the experience that you provide your customers. And then number 2, you're going to ensure that you have a brand promise that is either dusted off and rallied around or one that you're going to create. And that is that North Star. That is the guiding light. I'll give you some examples. Ritz-Carlton is ladies and gentlemen serving ladies and gentlemen. Every single employee rallies around being a lady and gentleman that serves their guests, their ladies and gentlemen. And whatever they do, all the decisions they make is that is their goal. So if you have a brand promise, dust it off, recite it at the top of every meeting, put it in employee areas, blow it up, ensure that it's something you talk about it, be a broken record around it. Yes, Doug. So CX culture. You've got to decide that's what you want, and your brand promise becomes the culture. It's the thing that you talk about day in and day out. All right, number 3 is unpack your guest journey. Now, this is a big one. This one's going to take time. This is not something that happens overnight. The moments through time your customers do business with you. That's the guest journey. Some people call it moments of truth. Refer to each journey point as a journey point, a touch point through time that they do business with you. And what you're going to want to do is create non-negotiable standards for each touch point. Things that your team executes with every guest every time. Write that one down. Consistency, right? We're after consistency. Every guest, every time. That is your secondary mantra to your brand promise. Then you want to train on those standards 30 days at a time. Now, I probably have a ton of auto folks on here because I work heavily in the automotive space. And I know y'all like 30-day cycles. We restart all over again every 30 days. Now, in an ideal world, we'd actually get out of those 30-day cycles. But for now, let's use that to our advantage. Every day for 30 days, I want you to focus on one touch point. So you're going to uncover your journey. You're going to create those on them. One touch point, those non-negotiable standards every day for 30 days. And by the end of the year that you have now put a stake in the ground, that you are focusing on the most important thing, being the customer, you will have perfected the guest journey. You will have also created a brand experience. Success lives on the other side of folks. Nobody feels like creating a culture. Nobody feels like coaching a culture. Nobody feels like hiring and waiting and being patient for the right fit for the culture. No one feels like having the tough conversations when one of your employees doesn't uphold the non-negotiable standards. And I know you won't always feel like dusting off your brand promise. And I know every single day it is easier not to talk about it. I know you probably don't even want to design one. You're thinking, oh my gosh, right now I feel so overwhelmed. But if you take these little steps bit by bit and you get over that hump, over your excuses as to why you can't do something, and you get excited and you shift that mindset from I have to do this to I get to do this, you'll get real traction. I know that you probably won't feel like mapping out your entire these non-negotiable standards. I know that. I know that some of you didn't feel like hopping on this live right now. Thank you, Fred. I'm glad you find this fire. I'm so excited to be partnering you for the Now Summit too, which we're going to get to. I know that you are not even wanting to take the next step, but your success, the result you want, the experience that your customers deserve, the revenue that your customers bring you, your increased revenue is on the other side of I don't feel like it. So with all the love in my heart, get over you want to bring your uncertain customers, and in the automotive space, I can tell you like 80% or higher, and I'm probably being kind here, but 80% or higher, you have uncertain customers. You need to move these uncertain customers into curious ones. And once they're in their curious zone, you need them to know you, then to trust you, because then they are loyal. That's where retention comes in. That's where your referrals come into play. That's where the lifetime value of the client, which is, by the way, depending on the volume and the type of vehicle you sell, is upwards of $750,000. Every time you let a customer walk out the door because you didn't feel like showing up, you're losing lifetime revenue. I have a question here. What strategies have you found most effective for staying personally connected with long-term guests, clients, while focusing on growth, avoiding disconnect as our time becomes more limited? So there's this really cool strategy that I will open my kimono and tell you what I do. But these are the strategies we put into place also with the dealerships we work with. Number one is you need to be able to collect golden nuggets. The golden nuggets are the little pieces of information, customer intelligence, that all of our customers give us, by the way, because our favorite person to talk about is ourselves. It's just whether or not we decide to listen to them. And in that in-between visit interaction, which is a touch point in the journey, so I hope y'all are following me. You want to collect these golden nuggets, these little pieces of customer intelligence. You want to put them in the customer profile under, I use many acronyms when we work with clients. We actually create their own acronyms, but one that comes to mind is FORD: family, occupation, recreation, and dream. Did they give you some information about their family? You know, what they like to do for fun, what they do for work, and maybe they have a dream vacation coming up. Whatever it is that they give you, put that information into your CRM, into the DMS, and ensure that you have it. Then on the in-between visit interaction, make it a point. So if you find out that one of their children has a soccer tournament and you're going to follow up and say, "Hey, Bob, how was Jimmy's soccer tournament?" That is a way to stay personally connected long term. Of course, we can do things like birthdays and anniversaries. If they do go on a trip of a lifetime, following up after, "How was your trip?" I'd love to hear all about it. Making it all about the human interaction and not a purchase or a sale. That in between visit interaction, that touch point in the guest journey, is the most underrated touch point. That is where you create long-term relationships, is when you don't let the customer drive off the lot and never follow up, or drive out of through the service drive and just hope that they book their next appointment. The best is I actually put reminders in my calendar. And I know you can do that with your CRM and your DMS, depending on what you're working with. They all have a capability like that. But setting out long-term reminders for this customer on this day, it was their birthday, and putting it in your calendar 6 months out and following up. That is how you keep staying connected with long-term guests or clients while focusing on growth and sustaining that loyalty. I hope, Katie, that answered your question. It doesn't take time. So here's another thing that I say. If you have 5 minutes and it can be done in 5 minutes, then do it. So if a customer drops a golden nugget, the customer leaves, and you have 5 minutes, drop that piece of information into the CRM and then drop it into your calendar as a to-do. It takes 5 minutes. And if it takes more than 5 minutes and you have 5 minutes, start the process. Yes, Kyle, you want to build a relationship. That's exactly it. The road to the sale is not the same anymore. Y'all, your customers know more, and I'm going to the automotive space right now, but it really transcends everywhere. Your customers know more about the product than probably your sales associates. They've spent so much time researching that when they walk through the door, whether it's of your dealership or your brick and mortar retail location, they've chosen you. All you have to do is create a relationship. And part of that is creating non-negotiable standards during the touch points through time that your customer does business. You need to get clear. You need to put a stake in the ground. You need to dust off that brand experience promise, and you need to zoom right into each one of those touch points, because those moments of truth, that moment through time, is your opportunity to create that relationship. You're so right. Oh, thank you, Kyle. You just said you're so right as I said you're so right. So amen. All right. We are coming down to the last 4 minutes. If you have a question, pop them in. Here's the thing. I'm going to leave you with the truth right now. Everything in life takes effort, period. Anything you want, whether it's a fit body, a happy life, a good relationship, a good parenting relationship, whether it's your relationship with God, your relationship with your siblings, or the guest experience. Everything worthwhile takes effort. And if you want to win at the guest experience, you must be consistent. Confidence built through systems, processes, and a plan creates consistency. Consistency builds trust, and trust builds loyalty. So start slow, keep going even when you don't feel like it, and watch your experience soar. Now, if you want a place to start, I have to tell you, we have the Now Summit coming up, and I am so excited about this. Check out nowisnotnegotiable.com/summit. It is happening October 7th and 8th. I am very, very excited about this because that customer journey I just spoke about, we are going to unpack it together. This isn't a regular conference where you're inundated with vendors, or you're just having this fire hose of learning. You're actually going to learn how to create brand experience standards. And then you're going to be entered into a group that we are going to do some live trainings after the fact to keep you motivated and to keep you on track. So check it out. Now Summit is happening October 7th and 8th in Denver, Colorado. I cannot wait to have you there. Yeah, so that's all she wrote. I also have a one-pager from today's learning. If you want it, drop your email in the comments. I will have that sent out to you, so it will completely outline the steps and the systems and the processes to take in order to create consistency and confidence and build trust, so you can move your customers from uncertain to loyal. And that's the goal, because customer experience is the real revenue that lasts. All right, everybody, I hope you have an incredible Wednesday. We will see you next Wednesday for Lunch and Learn. Awesome. All right, everyone. Bye. Oh, wait, I'll leave it on for just a second. We have one email here. Let's put some more emails on there. I will send you out that one pager if you want it. I need to figure out how to do music so we can dance at the end of this all. I really do hope you all have the best day. Consistent effort, yes, Shannon, equals trust. All right, I'm truly signing off now. Have an incredible day and make now non-negotiable.